After my previous Spider-Man fact video on who is Miles Morales, I thought a continuation to that video would make sense. The origin story for Miles Morales. His story begins 2 months before Peter Parker's death at Oscorp, or Osborn Industries, which has been left abandoned. At Oscorp, someone breaks in. Aaron Davis, aka this universe's Prowler. In the main Marvel universe, Prowler is actually Hobie Brown, a guy who helps Spider-Man out when there's trouble, and Peter Parker has an important thing to do in his life. However, in the Ultimate Universe, the Prowler is just a burglar. The reason why he's at Oscorp is to steal a formula that Dr. Conrad Marcus created. Not aware to the Prowler, a genetically enhanced spider with the Oz formula crawls into his bag. Then days later, Miles Morales, who after winning the final spot in a charter school lottery, visits his uncle Aaron Davis, which his parents told him not to due to his uncle's criminal past. It's there at his uncle's apartment that Miles Morales is bitten by the spider. The spider bite causes Miles to fall down, have foam in his mouth, and pass out. When Miles wakes up, Aaron is confronted by Miles' father. While they argue, Miles walks out of the apartment. While in the street hiding from his father, Miles sees that he's invisible. He starts walking with his backpack close to him as an older kid grabs his bag, but Miles grabs his wrist, showing another one of his abilities as he stuns the kid. Afraid that he might be a mutant, Miles visits his best friend Ganke? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyway, the reason why Miles is afraid that he might be a mutant is because it's been known as a bad thing if you're a mutant, as they are widely known and feared by the public. Partly due to the actions of Magneto and his Brotherhood's terrorist attacks on the human population. Anyway, back to Miles as he reveals his new abilities to Ganke. After some research, Ganke finds that Spider-Man received his powers through a spider bite as well. At this time, Ganke thinks Miles' powers are amazing, but Miles, however, just wanted to be normal, as he didn't like rejection, and his father often spoke negatively of mutants. The next day, Ganke and Miles go to Aaron Davis' apartment to see what Aaron knew about the spider. But all of his belongings and Aaron himself are gone. Confused, Ganke and Miles leave. They see fire trucks with their sirens going on, and decide to follow them to a crowd staring at a burning building. Miles then rescues a woman, a young girl, and her dog, to which Miles fled to a nearby alleyway and vomited, deciding that from now on to leave the heroism to the actual Spider-Man. Over the next 2 months, Ganke and Miles had moved into their shared room at their new charter school, the Brooklyn Visions Academy. After the 2 months passed, Miles found out that there was a superhero battle on a bridge and that Spider-Man was shot. He went to go help Spider-Man, but by the time he got into Queens, it was too late. He watched from a house roof as Spider-Man said his last words to his Aunt May before he died. It's there that Miles finds out from Gwen Stacy that Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker. Miles felt deep sorrow over not being able to help Spider-Man before his death. Because of this, Miles and Ganke attended Peter's funeral. It was here that Gwen Stacy revealed to them that Peter took the path he did because he was following his uncle's philosophy, that with great power there must also come a great responsibility, and that Peter had also felt responsible for his uncle's death. It was then that Miles decided that he wanted to become a better Spider-Man than Peter. And with that, Ganke helped him out by pulling out his old Halloween Spider-Man costume, which Miles used on his first watch on the city. It was on his first patrol that he won a fight against the kangaroo. Spectators, though, believed the costume was in bad taste, as it looked like Peter Parker's costume, who was dead. When Miles went on his second patrol, he was interrupted when he was attacked by this universe's Spider-Woman. She demanded to know who he was. Not getting an answer, she then webbed him up, and Miles knocked himself out. Miles later awoke in a holding cell at the Treskillian 1, an island headquarters of S.H.I.E.L.D. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, came to the conclusion that Miles has a genetic makeup similar to Peter Parker, to which Nick Fury guessed that Miles gained his powers through a spider bite. Later, Electro woke from his coma and started attacking all of the medical staff. Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Spider-Woman were all taken down. Miles, though, used his camouflage, snuck behind Electro, and hit him with a large container. Electro was confused that Spider-Man was still alive. Distracted long enough, Miles used his web strike to knock Electro out. The next day at Miles' school, Spider-Woman showed up in her secret identity, Jessica Drew, and handed Miles a case containing his new costume. Miles would now officially be the new Spider-Man. Overall, I love Miles Morales. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man out there. I also love the dynamic between Gank and Miles, which we kind of see in Spider-Man Homecoming with Ned Leeds. Now for those of you who didn't know, in Spider-Man Homecoming, they basically took the name Ned Leeds and the character personality of Gank and put them together to create their own character. Now in the main Marvel universe, Ned Leeds was just a reporter in the Daily Bugle and was Betty Brant's wife, a pretty minor character. The reason why they made this new amalgamation of the character was because we had already seen Harry Osborn as Peter's friend in 2 franchises, and they didn't want us to see him again with all the drama that the previous 4 Spider-Man films had. They wanted a fresh new take on their reboot. As well, I mentioned in the beginning Miles' uncle, Aaron Davis, who also appears in Homecoming, meaning that Miles Morales could appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button, share this video. Also, let me know what Spider-Man related piece of knowledge you'd like to see next. I know I've been talking about the Ultimate Universe recently, so I was thinking about making a video on that if you'd like. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time.